What is up, everyone? As I said in my Boyhood review the other day, I have finally watched and will now review Interstellar. This was a movie I had many doubts about due to the fact that it had quite mixed reviews and quite avid reviews from people who I don't really like taking movie advice from, like mostly my friends and stuff. They're always like, dude, this movie's awesome, it's great, you'll love it. And then I look at people who I actually respect, YMS, Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, and they were all like, it's a good movie, it's just not great. Which, for a Chris Nolan movie, surprised me and almost made me not want to see it at all. But I watched it after too many people told me I had to watch it, and my quick review final sentence on it is it's a really, really good movie. Completely solid. The ending makes no sense and it's kind of stupid, but it is where it is. That's that. Most people I looked at reviews of weren't really complaining about the ending logistically, more as they were complaining about the writing for the ending and how it's all about like true love and blah 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 and Chris Nolan and sappiness. And while it was kind of stupid, I agree kind of with most of what people were saying, but I had a problem with the ending logistically, like from a science standpoint. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure I know for a fact that what they did was completely theoretical, and I'm pretty sure none of it was even like kind of grounded in fact. It was kind of just made up by Chris Nolan, which is kind of disappointing. So I'm gonna get into the specifics of what that is in a minute, and I'll put up a spoiler alert when I start. But to get into what the movie was started off with, it stars Matthew McConaughey, who I really like as an actor. I haven't seen all of his work, and I haven't even seen Dallas Buyers Club, which I need to watch. But I have seen a decent amount of his work, and I like him. He's a good actor. It's as simple as that. And being able to take on a really big role like this in a really big movie with a really ambitious director, I wouldn't have. I think Matthew McConaughey was a good choice to make for a star. Like, I mean, as far as people who fit their role, he fit his role. I can't think of a whole lot more people that would have done as well of a job in his role as Matthew McConaughey did in Interstellar. It also stars Anne Hathaway, who isn't bad. I'm not an Anne Hathaway fan, neither is most people. But she does all right. She doesn't do bad. Her character's kind of annoying, but her character's kind of supposed to be annoying. Like, her acting isn't bad. She does fine. She does okay. I'm not gonna complain or anything. It also stars Michael Caine, who does his normal Michael Caine isms and talks funny and is awesome. And he kind of screws over everyone in the movie, but it is what it is. He's still cool. And it also stars people whose names I don't know, like the kid who plays Murph, the kid who plays his son, the person who plays his son and Murph. Later, I know Casey Affleck plays his son later, and Jessica Chastain plays his daughter later because of time passes, and I'll get into that in a minute. So that's why there's like different aged children in the movie. So in the movie, Matthew McConaughey kind of stumbles upon this NASA facility, like completely accidentally and in a way I still don't really even understand, but whatever. He gets the coordinates because gravity told him so, and he goes to this facility that's actually run by NASA. He figures out, and he used to work for NASA, and Michael Caine's the director of the whole facility, and Anne Hathaway is like the project lead for going into space, and he's like, Matthew McConaughey, we need you for our expedition. You're the only man who can do it. And it, I mean, is he the only man who can do it? I don't know. They don't really specify. Well, they do specify he's the only man who can do it, but they don't really give any research into like who his training partners were, who he used to work with, because he's supposed to be an experienced flyer or a pilot, and he's the only one who can handle such a intense and technical mission. And they don't really tell us that there's anyone else, which is kind of stupid and unbelievable, but whatever. And so they start on an adventure in space to find these planets that their predecessors who had already gone up in space through a wormhole to find these planets on a completely other galaxy. They already landed and they sent out signals saying, hey, this planet's good, hey, this planet's bad. And now Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway and some other people have to go to those planets to like confirm that they are good, they're habitable, and try to set up a colony. And that's basically the movie. So I'm gonna get into spoiler territory. I'm gonna kind of skip the middle, but I'm gonna go straight to the end because the end is the part that kind of bothered me the most. So in the end, Matthew McConaughey ditches the ship to like make sure Anne Hathaway can get to the good planet, and he ditches the ship and falls into a black hole. Science tells us, and I'm someone who really likes this field of science. This is why this movie was supposed to really connect with me. It didn't because it was kind of made up crap like this. So he falls into a black hole. Science tells us you'd be crushed instantly and die because you're in a black hole. The gravity in a black hole is immense. Light can't get out, and you think you're going to survive? That's not how it works. That's not scientific. It's stupid. So he falls into this black hole. And for anyone who doesn't know, the way a black hole works is there's a star, like our sun, that gets really, really big, and throughout its life it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it explodes. And the way it explodes is it comes out and it compresses in and forms a singularity, which is a ball that the star, after it expanded, crushed in, compressed a lot, forms a black hole around the ball because it almost breaks gravity in the area where the singularity is, which is what the sun, or the star that was crushed is called. And Matthew McConaughey falls through the black hole into the singularity, in which he can reach a fifth dimension. Not only can he reach a fifth dimension, he falls into the singularity, and where he falls into is called a tesseract, which is a fifth dimensional cube that was put there by him in a later date. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how they put a tesseract in a black hole. I mean, I've listened to some scientific interviews with scientists, and they all are like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. This is all theoretical. This is all kind of crap, which is upsetting due to the fact that I really love this genre, and it's upsetting to say the least. It was a good movie up until the end, and it had such great performances. And on top of that, so after the whole Tesseract black hole crap, he then survives, leaves, and is picked up by a ship where he can see his daughter for the last time because now she's 90 because time has been passing rapidly because the way it works under intense gravitational pull and intense gravitational conditions is time slows down. Time is affected by gravity, and time slows down in these places. Like one time they're on a planet where they were only on the planet for like an hour, but like 20 years passed in Earth time. Like that's when the little kid turns into Jessica Chastain because she grows up 20 years. And then he gets stuck in a black hole for like an hour, and it's a black hole, so the gravitational energy is beyond anything anyone ever knows. And he magically lives somehow, and he gets on a ship, and Murph, his daughter, is like 90 at this point. And he sees her, and they cry, and Murph is like, go, you have to find Anne Hathaway. And then it shows a picture of Anne Hathaway, and behind her is the colony that she set up on her own, and everything is perfect. And then it ends. And it was so stupid, it was so sappy, it was so perfect. And it was like, from Chris Nolan, the guy who gave us Inception, the spinning dreidel. Like, you didn't know what happened at the end of that movie. No one did. You know what happens at the end of Interstellar because they spell it out for you. They might as well have written an essay on what happened and then handed it to you at the end of the movie just so you're not confused. Because they painted out perfectly, which is not something I like. I love movies with ambiguous endings. I love movies that just, they don't need that little bow on top. They Interstellar shoves it down your throat. It's so obvious. It's dumb. It's boring. It's not intellectually challenging, which is disappointing because it's a movie about astronomy, which is one of the most interesting things you can study in your life. And yeah, that's really all I can say. It was kind of stupid, but the 2 hours leading up to the end was fun. It was good, well acted, well directed, an interesting theory. But when the end is not even what I would call science fiction anymore, it's just blown completely out of proportion. It's gone. It's gone. There's no more science left. You're making shit up at this point, which is what he does for almost the whole movie. But at least at the beginning, it's grounded in reason, and that's all I have to say about this movie. It was weird. I'm sorry for this review being so fucking long, but so was the movie. So this is what you get. I'm gonna give the movie a 7 out of 10 due to the fact that it was still a really good movie. It just was dumb. That's all. Like if you like the video, comment if you have any suggestions for any movies I should review, and please subscribe. Join the Iron Reviews channel. Goodbye.